3 reasons why we SYSBM. So many men are SYSBMing for many different reasons, but I'm going to tell you the 3 reasons why I did it, okay? We'll start here with number 1. The black church. The black church has failed us. And I'm going to show you 2 reasons, 2 clips why it has, okay?
I can believe God as long as I want to. If I want to believe God for a $65 million plane, you cannot stop me. You cannot stop me from dreaming.
Why does a pastor need a $65 million airplane? Why? Why? That's not the church that I grew up thinking or believing in. It's just not. It's just not that. If the leaders of the black community are going to milk hardworking, regular, everyday people for money so that they can get a private jet, I can't do that. I can't do that. But you know what? There's more. There's more. There's another one. I want you to watch this one too. This is Jamal Bryant. Okay, listen to Jamal Bryant explain away the reason why he can't be disciplined with his sexual activities.
Yes, thriving, growing church, and all of a sudden, those temptations meet you head on.
Well, I didn't have a litmus test. You had to understand, I was a national television.
These are excuses for why a married holy man and a leader of a mega church cannot be faithful to his wife. I'm not saying that he's wrong for being unfaithful. All I'm saying is just don't be a preacher. Do something else. Don't be a preacher. Get a plumbing job. Be anything else except a man of God. But listen to him explain away why he can't be chaste and just be with his wife.
Since I was 29, and the whole world had opened up for me. In every stage, I'm preaching in arenas, convention centers, mass mega churches, was quickly becoming a household name. So nothing in my mind ever said, 1, I would ever get caught. Number 2, that my wife would ever leave. Number 3, that my church would tank out.
Walk us through what happened.
I stepped rolling outside of my marriage and had a extramarital affair that ultimately ended in a divorce to an incredibly wonderful woman. Not because anything.
So that's enough of that. So this is the leadership of the black church. We've seen one preacher, he wants a $65 million jet, and the second preacher, he just can't not have sex with people in his church. Those leaders have principles and they have discipline. And if this is the black church, men of discipline and men of principle cannot follow this. Part number 2, why we SYSBM, okay? Our struggle is being monetized. It's being monetized. People are monetizing the struggle and the death of black men. And you can see it for yourself. See it for yourself with Patrisse Cullors explaining away.
Patrisse Cullors, one of the Black Lives Matter co-founders, admits to throwing 2 parties at the organization's $6 million Los Angeles mansion. Cullors says she never used the property for personal gain when the news came out about the multi-million-dollar home. But in an interview with the Associated Press, she said that she hosted her son's birthday party and an event celebrating President Joe Biden's inauguration.
Okay, so we've heard this much so far, but remember, Black Lives Matter was all about the long list of black men. There's a long list of black men. Of course, we have Breonna Taylor, mixed in within this list, but you have Trayvon Martin, you have so many, man. George Floyd, the list is so long. And in this groundswell of public attention for people saying, you know what, we really care. We want to show our expression for how this is incorrect, this is wrong. And what does Black Lives Matter do with this money? Collected with all of these people donating for desiring to take action against this injustice. What do they do?
Now, we've reached out to Colors to get her on the show. We're waiting to hear from her. Now, of course, many folks have been going after her, critical of her as well. In fact, here's a snippet, if you will, I'm going to play in a second, of the interview that she did with the Associated Press, talking about the criticism that she and others have endured as a result.
Okay, so notice she does not start this interview talking about police brutality and black men of dealing with XYZ problems, and we have an agenda for whatever, police brutality or helping young black men have better opportunities in their life, or young black children, period. That's not where this interview is going. Listen where this interview starts at.
Of their finances.
To pay for your home or the homes of your family members or any other funds that were donated to Black Lives Matter to essentially enrich yourself?
No, I have never used Black Lives Matter donations to pay for any of the properties that I owned in the past or own right now. You know, the idea that Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation received millions of dollars and then I hid those dollars in my bank account is absolutely false.
Okay, so we could play semantics all day, but notice what she is not talking about. She's not talking about Trayvon Martin. She's not talking about Sandra Bland. She's not talking about Breonna Taylor. Howard, the list is really long. She's not talking about that. Notice what she's talking about here.
Is there any truth to the reports that your family has been hired to work at the property that was purchased by Black Lives Matter?
While my brother is the head of security and my mom and sister did work at the property, there are also dozens of other people who work in the organization that are black folks and are doing amazing work. It's not like I literally, opened up the bank accounts and was like, I'm bringing all my family and friends in. Folks had skill sets. It's been a really bizarre experience to know.
You know what a bizarre experience is? It would be George Floyd getting choked out on national television, yeah? It would be, gosh, there's been so many, the names. The young child who was playing in the Cleveland Park and he was killed. It's so many experiences. And it's just a business. Like, you can see that it's a business. It is a way to collect money, right? That's basically what it's become. And so you see this explaining away of course I hired my brother and we have these mansions and we have these millions, and they're not talking about the purpose of which people were given the money for. Just a little bit longer, because this one really.
The truth, and to have false and misinformation be spread about me, especially around my own personal resources that I've worked
my own personal
my ass off to attain.
Her own personal resources that she worked her behind off to attain. I can't sign up for that. That is not what I was sold. I was not sold Black Lives Matter as that. People contributed to that charity for other reasons. The third reason. We want our daughters to be wives. And I'm going to shout out Pink Book Lessons because she's just an amazing channel. But this is a casting call for a reality show, and just look at what you're seeing in this video. Look at this. Okay. So I'm not going to let Pink Book go too long, but I just want you to watch the video. Watch the video and see what you're seeing in the background here. This is a casting call, and look at how many young ladies showed up to this event to cast for this reality show, and look at how they're dressed. It's just, this is the next generation of mothers and possibly wives, I guess, but this is the next generation. These are the next mothers of the Black community, right? And I wonder how many of them are going to have a wedding and marry a husband and walk down the aisle and be walked down the aisle by someone that they value and show the attributes of a wife and a mother to the next generation. You know what? This is OMG. This is the generation of the next women that are going to be wives and mothers in the Black community. And you can see the dress, you can see the attitude, and if you want your daughter to be part of a family and get married and have a wedding, and how many weddings do you think will be experienced in the women that you're seeing in this video? Weddings. Now, I'm not saying marriage. I'm saying I'm going to meet a guy and we're going to not have the children first, and we're going to have an actual wedding ceremony, and we're going to get married, and then we're going to have a child. If you want your daughter to have, there's just so much of this. If you want your daughter to have a wedding, is she going to be here? These are going to be mothers.
Shout out to New Orleans, Louisiana, where you cannot hide your accent, and you should not try to. Louisiana is definitely a special place. However, this woman here is covered.
Yeah, so we'll let. Oh my goodness, this is when you're worrying about why guys are SYSBMing. Like this is it. This is it right here. This is why you're seeing guys. Yeah, so that's the next generation of mothers in the Black community. You're seeing it. You're seeing, and maybe many of them are already mothers. And so, if you are considering as a young man, who am I going to build my family, my next generation with? These are the mothers. This is the next generation of Black mothers, and even if you don't have a family with some of the women that you're seeing in this video, your children are going to be going to school with their daughters and sons. So, why are we SYSBMing? Why are we doing it? This is it right here. So with that, guys, I don't want to make this video too long, but thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. Let me hear about your comments in the video, and thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one.